Well, hello, Hangar fans, and welcome to the first episode of Hanging with the Hangar. My name is Thena Lindhorst, and I'm the marketing director at the Hangar Theatre. Joining me today are two very special guests. Hello, Austin and Alexa.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. These two share a very special connection with the Hangar Theatre, and we are so thrilled to have them.
So my name is Alexa Cepeda. I use she, her, hers pronouns.
And I'm Austin Scott. I use he, him, his. And we're coming from Vermont, South Burlington, Vermont.
Very cool. And can I ask what brought you to Vermont?
Oh yes, my parents live here. They live right next door to us. This is their, I guess you could call it a guest house, but they usually rent it or have it as an Airbnb, one of the other. So we moved here nearly a year ago for 2 weeks. We were like, we're going to come down for just a couple weeks until this all blows over. So we've been here for a year, almost a year, and we're hopefully moving back to New York. We are moving back to New York in mid-March, so very soon.
Great. So how did you two meet, and what caught your eye about the other person?
Yes, I will take this one, I guess.
Mhm.
we met in June of 2016 at the Hangar Theatre. We were doing a show called In the Heights, which was, a musical written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And what caught our eye? Well, I remember the thing that sticks out to me the most is there was in the opening number, there was this move that she did where she did a cross across the stage and she was on the phone and she did this kind of like little step pirouette thing and kept going in these gray sweatpants. And I just have that image in my mind of this like beautiful, just like bright energy, like effervescence girl just like spinning across the stage. And that just kind of, that is stuck in my mind to this day. She hates it, but it's so true.
I don't know. You were very, I don't You went full detail
Pencil.
on that. What pencil?
So I dropped a pencil and I was like, oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. He dropped a pencil once during music rehearsal and apologized so profusely. Yeah, you were just really kind. I just remember you were so kind and so warm. And after there was one moment during 96,000 when we would like there was a big circle and a small circle, and we were opposite each other. I was in the smaller and he was in the bigger one, and we would switch places for a moment. And we, every single night, except for one performance, we would always lock eyes at that moment. He swears I have no idea what I'm talking about, but you said you don't remember it.
I kind of do, but not the same way you do, though. I remember, yeah.
I just remember thinking it was this thing that we had. And we were both dating other people at the moment, so we weren't really friends, honestly, during the show, but I loved that moment. I felt like we just had this one little moment during the show, and you would always give me a fist bump right before the finale. And then on our last show, you gave me a hug instead of a fist bump.
Wow.
Momentous. And because of that, I missed my entrance. I didn't miss my entrance. I went in way early.
Oh my God.
And I was the only
I
ensemble member out there. And
the night I gave you the hug.
And I just walked right back off stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty mortifying.
What caused you two to start talking after the closing night?
Oh boy, I mean, we didn't reconnect till October of 2016, I think. So it was a ways later, and we always disagree over this. Who reached out to first? I remember commenting on something on one of her pictures on Instagram, as being like, "Oh, hey, like when you're in the city, we should like totally get together." Now, what do you remember?
I mean, you did say that, but I made the first move.
That's true. Okay, so yes, it's a yes and. We're both right.
Okay.
She made the first move officially, though, because she did reach out to me when she was in the city, invited me and my roommate, actually. And my roommate, I considered my roommate and her closer. So I was like, oh, it's really about her and my roommate, not so much me. But then my roommate couldn't end up going. So I had to told her, I was like, oh, my roommate can't make it. Did I ask if should we reschedule or something, or was I just like,
no? But you're like, I think I'll see you there or whatever.
Right.
And I gave him my number. I mean, I love Nick. Obviously, I would have still loved to have seen Nick, but it
when I got
smooth
there,
sailing from there on out.
You just like ran and gave me the biggest hug. And I was like, oh, you want to see me? Cool.
My mom she really liked you when she saw you in the show. And so I texted her on my way to New York and I was like, I'm going to go hang out with Austin Scott. And she was like, let's go. And gave me like a million different heart emojis. And my mom she was our first like big fan. Yeah. So that's what happened.
I love that. Moms are always right.
True. They have good instinct.
What are both of your favorite memories of the Hangar Theatre or of Ithaca in general?
You first.
Okay. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is the gorges, and everyone's always like, Ithaca is gorgeous, haha. But it's true. I remember there was a couple times like we would have a day off and we would just go and like swim in the gorge and try to avoid the like super dangerous fatal undercurrents that they always had signs warning about. But in general, just like having the days off, exploring the downtown area, getting pizza down there and walking around doing yoga. We did a hot yoga class one time, which I'm not very good at hot yoga, and it kicked my butt. I don't think I've ever sweat more in my life. But that was fun. It was just a really cool summer, like just getting to explore the town and hang out. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah. Now in 2020 hindsight, or I guess 2021, but just having the opportunity to perform and In the Heights is my top 3 favorite musicals. So being able to do that musical for 3 weeks was just really fun. And I had just graduated and I had a job at Just a Taste, the topless place downtown. And I just remember on the weekends, on our days off, I was working shifts at Just a Taste. And I always remember the cast had bonfires at night and I would finish my, what do you call that? My shift. Oh my God, it's been so long. And I would join the cast and that just felt just really ideal, like an ideal summer. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you're an IC alum, right?
I am. Yeah, I graduated that year with a BFA and I was in the musical theater department.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so Austin, can you tell us a little bit about your transition from In the Heights at the Hangar in 2016 to your national tour of Hamilton in 2018 and your Broadway debut?
In the Heights at the Hangar was actually my second time playing Benny, and In the Heights I'd played it once at a theater in Northern California as well. And when I did it out there, Lynn had sent some like videos to the cast and just like encouraging us and saying, break legs and, super cool that you're doing this. And so that was like my first kind of introduction to him, but, I never had really met him in person. And I think doing it at the Hangar a second time, I got to go even deeper into it and like really, really understand kind of how he wrote and the stories, the way he told stories through rap and the cadences, of his music and everything. So I felt pretty prepared, I think, by the time it actually came time to audition for Hamilton. And I had auditioned for the first time actually back in 2015 while I was in Sofia, Bulgaria, shooting a TV horror movie. And at that point, it hadn't even been up on Broadway or anything yet. I just like sang Dear Theodosia with a bundle of sweatshirt in my hand and like had no idea what I was doing and didn't get any call back then. But it was after doing In the Heights at the Hangar that I actually got called in for the first time to be in person. And yeah, I felt like I just had this awesome preparation having done the show at the Hangar and just done that too. So it was all fresh in my mind, and I really just felt like I understood the world and I lived in it. And but even that being the case, actually, I didn't book it that time. It was another 6 months after that round of auditions that I got called in for Hamilton for the first time for Alexander Hamilton, and that's when I booked it.
You know what's so crazy though, and what I always forget is you auditioned for Hamilton before In the Heights, and you didn't get it.
Right.
And because you didn't get it, you went and did in the Heights at the Hangar.
That's very true.
So if he had booked Hamilton then, we wouldn't have met.
That's very true.
Everything happens for a reason.
You know?
Exactly.
After Hamilton, Austin, you were cast as Joe Scott in the musical Girl from the North Country. Unfortunately, that was postponed last spring due to the pandemic. Do you have any updates for us on that, or do you have any other projects in the works that you can share with us?
So nothing concrete on Girl from the North Country other than all the plans say open when Broadway comes back. And so, there's tentative hopes like maybe fall, but nothing concrete, but no plans to, close or not reopen. So that's really exciting. And I love that show. I love that company, and I'm really excited to get back with that. I did just shoot something in Atlanta. I can't really talk about specifics yet, but that'll be fun. That'll probably come out, I think, beginning of next year. And then I've got like a couple things in the works, but I can't really share specifics about those. But I'm very, very grateful to be, having opportunities to work.
What is your favorite pandemic activity to do together while you are stuck at home?
Cooking a delicious meal and then watching something really good while we eat. And then we usually move to the couch and open up gummy bears or ice cream, and we kind of have our snacks. And yeah, it's really simple. We just like to eat good food and watch good TV film.
Yeah. We've had more time to like explore new recipes and stuff, during the pandemic. And it's been really nice because we've both been talking about wanting to cook for a long time. But both of our lives were kind of so busy that we didn't always have the time to do the prep and everything. And so now having some more time to really explore that's been really fun.
Yeah.
Cool. So Alexa, I understand that you are the founder and host of the annual Broadway Treats benefit concert.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that and how you kept it going this year?
Yeah. So Broadway Treats, a canine and kitty rescue production, is a benefit concert that I organize and host for Animal Lighthouse Rescue, which is a nonprofit rescue organization in New York City. They have a sister shelter in Puerto Rico called El Faro de los Animales, and all of their dogs are Satos from PR. And yeah, last year was the second year that I did it, and it was all virtual and online. And man, it was pretty tricky. I reached out to so many incredible performers, and I was very fortunate that the majority of them said yes. We had fantastic people, James Iglehart, Eva Noblezada, Ashley Park, Saleha Pfeiffer. I mean, just such incredible performers, and they all did their videos, sent them to me, and I put them all together. Austin helped quite a bit. And yeah, we premiered it live on YouTube and sold virtual tickets. It was awesome. We raised quite a bit, and I'm hoping that this year it can be live again and we can get everyone together in person and raise money for an excellent cause that's very near and dear to my heart.
Great. I also hope we can get back to live events in the fall.
Yeah.
So Alexa, can you tell us about your YouTube channel and your 24 Things That Scare Me challenge?
I can. So I started a YouTube channel for fun, but also because I enjoy making videos. And I realized just by experimenting the first few months that I was doing it, that I really enjoyed making videos where I was trying something new. They really all have to do with me coming out of my shell a little bit and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And so I just sort of had the idea to do 2 things that scare me every month. And alongside those videos, I also shoot lifestyle videos like morning routines, and I did like a self-care holiday toolkit to stay grounded and centered throughout the holidays. And I do book reviews and things like that as well. But the 24 Things That Scare Me challenge really was born out of, how can I stay motivated to do this for a full year? And, what actually will happen if I commit to doing 2 things every single month that scare me? I don't know. If anything, I'll just like have a lot of fun because they are really fun to do. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
In July of 2020, we produced an original virtual production called Honk Your Horn that celebrated the rich history of musical theater on Broadway and at the Hangar.
Honk your horn, she's smiling, say hello.
Hello. Good morning.
So what inspired your song choices for that production?
Yes, full disclosure. When Michael Barakiva, the artistic director, reached out, he said we were thinking about calling it Honk Your Horn, so it'd be great if you did Benny's Dispatch and something from Hamilton. So we did, we did take some time to kind of think, what might we want to sing from Hamilton, and I think we landed on that would be enough, just because, it's a really beautiful moment in the show that Eliza and Alexander share. And there's a lot of fun, kind of just like acting moments in it. And it was just a good opportunity for us to get to, just kind of play with that and inhabit that for a while. So
Yeah,
that's why we picked that. Yeah, we love to sing together. We, have gotten to do that quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
Which I'm very grateful for. And, it's really fun, like, especially with, That Would Be Enough. When we decided on that song, we knew we wanted to kind of add our own little flair to it, our own little kind of spice. So we wanted to pick some interesting harmonies, and we actually ended up kind of swapping some lines so that we told a slightly different story and made it a little more active for both of us. And so that was a fun process of like, just, neither of us are very great with like harmonies or musical theory or anything like that. So it's a lot of just kind of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would sing a harmony. We'd be like, was that a harmony? I don't know. Was that just the melody? Was that just completely wrong? And there's a lot of that, like while we were cooking and just walking around the house, we would just kind of be trying things out. And every now and then we would like land on something. We'd be like, wait, that was good, right? Mm-hmm. That was good. Okay, we got it. Let's record that and like lock it in. So that's kind of how we just, put that together. And yeah, it's been really fun just getting to sing together and work in that regard.
For sure.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Will you relish being a poor man's wife, unable to provide for your life?
I relish being your wife.
Look around, look around.
So as actors and artists, what is your main source of inspiration?
More and more, like the more I train, the more I get into just kind of like studying the craft and everything, the more I take my inspiration from just like moments, just like everyday living and experiences and like scenes. I think we share the same acting coach, Joan Rosenfels here in New York. And, something she always said was like, always be on the lookout in your daily life for scenes, when you're on the subway, when you're walking down the street, when you're, in your home or whatever, like there are constantly scenes happening around us. And so I think the more, as I've tuned into that more and started to just kind of look for inspiration in my daily life and what I go through and my experiences and what I see other people go through, the richer my like well of inspiration, or like my, my colors in my artistic color palette. Like I have more colors, the more that I observe what I go through. That's my answer.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Wow.
So much.
For me, it's kind of similar. I am really struck by, honestly, it's a theme. I'm really struck by courage and moments that just like risks. And and just everyday stories of people just putting their heart on the line or their heart on the table, and moments of true authenticity, really, where you can really see someone and they really go for what they want. So that's really what sort of lights me up, and that's what, and when I'm working on a scene, what really just puts my heart and soul into it is that question, is what is at risk, what are you risking here, and what is it that you want. So really just human desire in general, our hopes and dreams, that inspires me, I guess. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That was also beautiful. Great answers.
Thank you.
So, I saw an Instagram post that shows some very exciting news for the two of you. Do you have anything you would like to share with your fans?
Yes. Well, she's currently sleeping, so I'm not going to bring her over here, sadly. We did adopt a puppy. She's 5 months old. Her name is Honey, Miss Honey, and she's from ALR, Animal Lighthouse Rescue, the nonprofit that I volunteer for. And when Austin was out of town last week, I literally drove to New York and back and adopted a dog. It's kind of just not surprising that he left me alone for a week and he came back to a dog. So that's what happened.
Very cute dog, though.
She's very cute. We
Thank
love her
you.
very much.
Yeah, she's super sweet.
Yeah.
So was that a total surprise for you, Austin?
No, I knew it was happening. She called me while I was in a fitting. She was just like, "There's this amazing dog, and like, you know, should I go down to New York and get her?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right. I guess so. Let's do it."
We had been talking about it. It just
exactly.
happened just sooner than we thought it would. We were going to wait till we got to New York, and we were saying April. But then I saw her picture, and she was just everything we were looking for. She was crate trained already and essentially almost housebroken, and I really wanted our first dog to, puppies are a lot. So she just sort of fit the bill to be someone who needed a home, and we could give that to her, but she could also give us just a really beautiful first experience at raising a puppy together. So,
and we had both, always said like when we found our dog, we would just know it. And when we both looked at her picture, we were like, yeah, that's her. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
So cute.
Well, how can Hangar audiences stay updated on your future plans and follow you?
I'm on YouTube. It's just my full name, Alexa Cepeda. And then on Instagram, I am at Lexa, and then my last name.
Yep. And I'm primarily on Instagram, also Twitter, but it's the same handle. It's at Austin Scott 93.
We recently announced our completely outdoor main stage season. So as a thank you today, we would love to gift you tickets to any show this summer.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much again.
Thank you for having us, Thena. This was so fun.